Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Key Stage 4 Subject Preference Evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. Now, we'd have loved to have welcomed you in person on site to the college to share this event with you, but obviously at the moment we can't. We hope we've got the next best thing. This is probably our 5th event, maybe virtual event, and we hope we've got the process fine-tuned so that you find the information tonight both useful but also personalised to you. So Mr. Wade is going to talk to you in a few minutes about some of the specifics around the curriculum that we offer here at KC and about some of the specifics in terms of the timeline. You're then going to have the opportunity to talk to subject staff about some of the particular courses that you may be interested in studying, to get some advice and so on. But I always start this event really by reminding you all of the thing that we say a lot at the college, which is that we want everybody to dream big, work hard and stay humble. And tonight is really about your dreams and what you want them to be, because tonight starts the process. And although we've been living very day to day because of the pandemic, we need you now to start thinking 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. And although that might seem like a hugely long way off, actually decisions that you make over the next couple of months could absolutely impact on those choices that are available to you in, like I say, 5, 10, 15 years from now. So tonight is about you finding out information and us providing the guidance and support. It's our duty to make sure that we give you that guidance and support, and we give you our professional opinion and expertise to help guide your choices dependent upon what you want to do. But the one thing I will say is that we don't expect everybody's dreams to be the same. There is no one size fits all at KC, and what's always been really important to us at the college is that you are an individual, and we want you, the non-negotiable is we want you to have a big dream. We want you to have the highest aspirations of yourself so that you can be the best version of you, but it is the best version of you. You've all got individual talents, individual experiences, individual interests. So all of you are very unique, and that's what makes you great young people, and we love having you in our school. But we want you to be selfish now and think about you. So this isn't about your friends and what your friends might be doing. It's not about what your brother or sister might have done. This is about you and what you want to achieve. And what I would say to you is to take the process seriously, to really see it as an opportunity to help start thinking about shaping your future and your dreams. Some of you may already know absolutely what you want to go on to do. Some of you, and I was one of these students, might have no idea at all, and all of that is absolutely fine. We're used to dealing with that whole spectrum, but what we will be able to do is help give you guidance and advice so that you can make an informed choice about your next steps. So please enjoy the evening. Please take the time to ask questions, to seek advice. As ever, if after tonight there's anything that you don't feel that you've had the chance to ask, or you think, I wish I'd asked that, or I wish I could find out a bit more information about that, then of course, just because we are still at the moment virtually a virtual school to all intents and purposes, that doesn't mean we're not here to help. So please get in touch with your tutor, get in touch with your year team, your subject teachers, and we will absolutely do our best to help you. So fingers crossed, in a few weeks we will be welcoming you, and we will be welcoming the whole school back on site. Until then, just a huge thank you for all you've continued to do. We've been blown away by the commitment and the motivation that you've all shown through what has no doubt been a very challenging previous half term. And whilst parents are here, a huge thank you to you too, because I absolutely get how difficult it is juggling your own work life with family commitments, with trying to help homeschool and so on, and it's just been an incredible effort from everybody. So I just wanted to take this opportunity, and I take it wherever I can these days, to say thank you to you. So I'm going to hand over to Mr. Wade now, who is going to take you through the next steps in terms of the process.
Good evening and welcome to our virtual GCSE Subject Preference Evening. We're obviously having to do things slightly different this year, but as always, we appreciate your support. So, students at Kingsthorpe College, dream big, work hard and stay humble. And this fits into our methodology when looking at GCSE subject preferences. We are acutely aware that our Year 9 students haven't been in school for a length of time, and this has been factored into the subject preference process. Okay, so we know that our students are at a very exciting time in their school career. They're about to make some really important changes, and we want to make sure that we give them the correct pathway to maximise their opportunities, especially as we come to the end of the COVID pandemic. And as I said before, we're aware that, you know, our students haven't been in school for a long time, and this, as I say, has been taken into account, and this allows us some flexibility to support our students. Okay, now I always keep this slide in, just more than anything, just to remind myself of how old I am. But my year at school was the first year that transitioned from the traditional O levels to GCSEs, and I think it's really important that we just kind of like keep an overview of the current system we're in. So the table on the right shows the kind of like the old grading, which is A to U, and the new grading, which is 9 to 1, and that is what your child will be kind of like judged on. The diagram on the left, which is the Progress 8 measure, this basically shows the kind of like the buckets that the subjects are divided into. So you've got English and Maths, you've got the EBack qualifications, and you've got the open group, which is the remaining subjects. I think it's only fair at this point to say that obviously the DfE every year reviews every subject. So, you know, I think that we have to kind of like put that caveat in that you know, some of these courses are still subject to change, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't be in that position. And I just kind of like want to put a bit of a health warning that obviously if the subjects that students have chosen are really low in numbers, and obviously we won't be able to run these, but hopefully we shouldn't be in that position. Okay, so we've got the core curriculum. Now this is every subject that the students have to take. So English language and English literature, these are two separate qualifications. We've got maths, we've got science combined, and we've got core PE. Now we still feel that core PE is absolutely crucial for our students, especially at the moment, you know, in relation to COVID, and it's really important for our emotional and physical well-being of our students. So that's why core PE still plays a key part of the curriculum. Okay, so we've devised 3 pathways to support our students. We've got the EBack pathway, the KC Central Curriculum, and the Open Curriculum. Now, these pathways have been devised on quite a high level of data. So we've used a number of indicators that will kind of like advise what pathway your child takes. So information includes prior attainment, reading levels, current progress, attendance, as well as our in-depth knowledge of your child as an individual. I think it's really important just to say at this point, obviously, you know, we are aware that students haven't been in school. So I just want to kind of reassure parents that, you know, we do have some level of flexibility with regards to the pathways that your child will take. Now, just kind of like a bit of a reminder there. So triple science will only be available for the top 20% of our students in science due to the challenging nature of the course. Science will kind of like dictate which student is advised to take triple science. And as I say, this is kind of like to ensure we maximise your child's opportunities. Okay, so pathway 1. So pathway 1 is the EBack. Now this is an extra qualification gained through completing English, maths, science, a language, so in our case French or German, and history or geography. So if your child is advised to follow the EBack pathway, this would take up 2 of their preferences. Now I also want to kind of like just give a general reminder. If, say, for example, your child isn't advised to take the EBack route, they can still progress at further and higher education. This is kind of like not a limit to what students need to do. So I think it's also fair, you know, to say that the student subject preference booklet is really key, because this breaks down each subject, and also at the top of each subject, it gives a hyperlink where you can find out what kind of like career that subject would help your child to take. So it's really important that you kind of like click on that link as well. Okay, so pathway 2, which is the KC Central Curriculum. Now, in reality, the majority of our students will be taking this pathway. So the expectation that everyone studies at least history or geography and modern foreign language. So in obviously our case, French, German, but there are some home languages that still count. And this has been factored in when you get your subject preference form tomorrow. Computer science, but as I say, this is subject to entry requirements again due to the challenging nature of the course. So if a child chooses or is advised to follow down pathway 2, then this allows 2 further subject preferences to be made from the list of other subjects. Pathway 3 is the open curriculum. Only a small minority of students will be advised to follow this pathway. And this pathway gives our students a lot of flexibility because we are aware that history and geography isn't necessarily for everyone. So this pathway gives our students quite a high level of flexibility. Okay, so the pathways themselves, when you receive your online form tomorrow, at the top of your form, it will show what pathway we advise your child to take. And as I said, a lot of information has gone into advising which pathway your child takes. So as I said before, PAR attainment, reading levels, current performance, attendance. So this will be clear on the subject preference form. Just a reminder that we offer two types of qualification at Kingswalk College: traditional GCSEs, which is graded 1 to 9, and the more vocationally based subjects that are graded pass, merit and distinction. Okay, I just want to pause on this slide because this shows the subjects that we offer. Now, I'm really proud of our curriculum offer at Kingswalk College. When I compare the subjects that we offer compared to other schools, our curriculum is really broad and balanced. So on the left hand side, you've got the EBack subjects, so an MFL, so French or German, history, geography, computer science. But just a reminder that students will be advised to take computer science, but only if they're in the top 20% in relation to maths and IT due to the academic challenging nature of the subject. And obviously that is the same for triple science. So the right hand side, you've got the open subjects. So you've got traditional GCSE subjects, and then you've got the more vocationally based subjects on the right there. So I'm just going to pause now just to give you a couple of minutes just to have a look at the different subjects that we offer. So the subject preference form, you'll receive this tomorrow morning, and it basically states on the top what pathway we advise your child to take. And it's really important that they fill out the full number of preferences. Now, our endeavour is to make sure that your son or daughter gets the first or second choice, but it's really important that we make sure that students complete all of the form just in case we can't guarantee the first choice. So please make sure all sections are filled in. So unfortunately, there are some subjects that discount against each other. So students can't do both computer science and ICT simply because there's a lot of overlap, and students can't do dance and drama because again, the course is technically the same. Now, however, it's really important that if, say, for example, your child would prefer to do dance over drama, that they make sure that they put that in one of the subject choices. Now, you can only pick one art and design course, again, because the courses are very similar. So you can do art and photography and 3D and photography, but you can't do art and 3D together. But as again, that will be clear on the form. Now, this slide's really important, and these are kind of like some of the questions that we want your child to consider. So, do they like the subject? Will they do well at the subject? Do they know what the course involves? And that's why the subject booklet is really important, because that gives an overview of what will be studied in each of the subjects. Will it help with their future career? Now, when I was at school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do till I left university. So, you know, that doesn't matter as long as they keep their options open, and we feel that our 3 pathways allow that. Important question. Are students choosing the subject because their friends are choosing it? Now, every year we have, unfortunately, a small minority of students who do this, and then 2 weeks into the course they realise that that course is not for them. So it's really important that they don't base their subject preferences on what their friend is doing, and that's why it's really important that they consider the subjects carefully, because we can't be in a position in, so for example, 3 weeks into September where your child starts the course and then they realise, well, I don't particularly like it, and it makes it really difficult to change. So it's really important that they take the time to have a look at the booklet. Okay, so just summary of the timeline. So obviously we've got our launch tonight. In a minute you'll have the opportunity to join the individual subjects, and that will be an opportunity for you to ask questions. Each subject will kind of like give a brief overview of what the content that they study, and as I say, it's an opportunity for you to ask questions. Your child will then receive the online form tomorrow, and then what we ask you to do is to take the week. Okay, so please don't feel you've got to complete it within an hour. Please take the week to review it, have a look at it, find out any more information if you need to, and then we ask that all forms are completed by next Friday at 9 AM. Okay, I just want to thank you for your time tonight, and as I say, please make sure you speak to the subject staff shortly, because they are the experts. They will be able to give you the ins and outs of each course, and they will be able to answer any particular questions you have. So I just want to thank you again for your time for this evening. As I say, I'm acutely aware that we're having to operate in some quite strange circumstances, but hopefully we are coming close to the end of the COVID pandemic, and then hopefully this process will help secure your child's future. Okay, thank you for your time. Take care.